If you're not straight but you're funny, then people accept you. You can completely like men into society and tell them I'm like bisexual. I don't know if the reaction would be as good. Hey guys, so today's video is going to be about LGBT in Japan. Eru, G, B, T, root.
Gay, straight or bi, lesbian, transgender life, I'm on the right track.
Okay, thanks Gaga. Now be gone. Bye. Doodles. First I would like to start with a disclaimer because all the things I'm going to say are going to be like from my perspective. I'm like a minority in a minority and in a minority. But still I think you can like see at least have a vague idea of like a lot of things. Plus I've done a little bit of researches and talked with a few people, so this might be helpful to you. So yeah, one of the concerns apparently of many people when they're preparing the trip to Japan is to know how they're going to be received as part of LGBT, and that's why I thought I would do this video. First thing I would like to begin with saying is that I think that globally Japanese people are not that aggressive and offensive people. So basically I don't think that it's very likely like you're gonna get stones thrown at you in the street because you're like gay or something like this. And the second thing is that there is almost no awareness of gay people like and on LGBT. For that reason I think people have no problem having some behavior that in Europe or in Paris at least are often associated with being LGBT or being gay or whatever. Here it's not like people don't feel any kind of way with like guys liking cute things. It's not like, I don't know, I feel like in Western culture when you like a guy and you like a cute things, people kind of look at you like either like you're a retarded child or then they ask, are you gay? Whereas in here, these things never really like comes onto the table. People just take it as, oh, this is someone who just like cute stuff. End of story. And here people are very free of this behavior because they don't have much awareness of it. For instance, guys have like handbags for like a while. And you can see like very cisgender guys like going to work to the office with like their suit and they have their little handbags like underneath their arms, and nobody find it any kind of worth it, any kind of way about it because it's really like in the culture. And since there's not much awareness of like gay people, this wasn't like associated with like being gay or whatever. People don't really have such awareness and probably think that being gay is basically like a foreign thing, so a white people thing, so basically they don't really like think about it through. But then on the media and from some movies and anime, I saw like some transgender people.
What the?
So I would like to say that I think transgender kind of have like more comfort here. If you're a transgender person, you're gonna have like no problem here. Because besides also transgender, a lot of people do like cross-dressing, a lot of people like travestites. So basically all of this kind of like, whether it's style or whether it's like sexuality or whether it's like anything else, people don't really have any kind of problem with it. But the problem with that is that most people in Japan don't make the difference between each. They basically like wrap anything about being transgender basically. For instance, a lot of people don't understand why if you're attracted by men and you're a man, you wouldn't want to turn yourself into a woman. So you could just like date men without any kind of problem in a way. So it's kind of cute in a way, but I can understand why some Japanese LGBT people might be frustrated. Personally, I've never had like any kind of problem with this, and the thing is like the question has never really been put it on the table. Like I think most of my Japanese friends are straight, I think. Yeah, I think so. So basically, they actually have never asked me like, are you gay, are you bisexual or anything. I have one of my friends that I actually met on Tinder. So we basically met on Tinder, and then I don't know if he asked me or if, I think he told me that he was like straight, and I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'm bisexual. And he was like, okay, let's be friends, we can be friends and stuff, you look so cool. And then we just became like friends from there. And the question never really been put in on the table that way, because I feel like in a way Japanese people have a way of having friendship that are fun and entertaining and nice, but they're not, I mean, they're deep, but they're not deep in a way that they're not nosy. Like, yeah, they're not like nosy friendship. Like in all the cycles I've been around, I don't think I've ever heard someone being asked like, are you single, are you dating, are you gay, are you what? I don't think I've ever like heard anything like this, and I personally have never been asked like that question. So I don't think it's something people just ask you that way, the way in Europe people can ask you like pretty fast. And if you don't necessarily want to talk about it, I probably don't think you're gonna have to talk about it, since people don't like really put it on the table. So it might be your personal choice. Now that is my own situation, basically since I'm single, it's not like I have someone I might be hanging out with and I might be concerned of like holding their hands in public or something and then seeing like a friend find it out. It's not like I might be in this kind of situation. So for me it's like a little bit different. And also because I'm bisexual, so basically if, I don't know, for instance once I was like hanging out with my senpais and that's also the first allusion ever like they've ever done to me about like dating or something. They've never asked me before if I was dating or if I was single. But then that day they asked me like, they didn't ask me, they told me that, oh, maybe you should find like a Japanese girlfriend, then you can learn Japanese very easily, then in 1 month you're gonna be like fluent in Japanese. And they just say this like as a joke, and that's what about it. Like otherwise I've never been asked. In terms of like rights, it's nowadays possible to have a union as a gay couple, but in Japan each prefecture have like their own laws and rights. So basically in some prefecture you still can't do it, and in some you can do it. So it really depends of where you are living. In the media it seems like there is a lot more of representation of like transgender people, but they seem to always be used in a comical way. So some people, a friend of mine told me that he didn't really appreciate that and he didn't really felt like represented accurately in this. And as I said before, yeah, it's mostly transgender people that are like represented in like the media and this kind of stuff, the movies and dramas and this kind of things. But I would like to say in a way it's pretty much the same in like Europe as well. If it was made for the mainstream, the characters always have like a comical trait to them. Basically if you're not straight but you're funny, then people accept you. I feel like the gay pride here makes more sense to me than in certain country. Just because, yeah, there's not much awareness about this, so I really feel like here it might need like a bit more of show off, so people actually realize that there are different sexuality than being just straight. A few like gay couple like holding hands in the street, but mostly they are like interracial couples. So I don't know if it's that's because they're interracial that they're comfortable like holding hands, and if it will be the same between like two Japanese non-straight people. Even straight couples in Japan don't like eat each other's mouth in public that much or have this kind of behavior. So basically what they mostly do is like holding hands and sometimes cuddles and these kind of things. So whether you're a gay couple or a straight couple, I don't think you should necessarily like start kissing your insignificant other like in the street and whatever. Tokyo also have like a gay district which is called Shinjuku Nikome. So basically there you can see like people like holding hands and people kissing and stuff like this. So in case you like don't feel so comfortable like in the city and in other places, there you might have like not problem. It basically looks like super like crazy. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Like in a nutshell, I would like to say that you probably don't have to be scared and you can make friends and tell them that you're gay. Probably even more than in Western countries, I feel, because with all the experience that I've had like through Tinder of people who are like, oh, I'm not gay, but I can't be your boyfriend, but we can be like great friends or stuff like this. So I really feel like here it should probably not be such a big of a deal and a big of a problem. You can completely like mend into society, but again, this is something that I'm saying from foreigner perspective. If I were Japanese and I would like meet like someone, whether it's like on Tinder or whatever, and tell them I'm like bisexual, I don't know if the reaction would be as good as it was in my cases. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't be scared, come to Japan. And yeah, keep yourself happy. Jana.